Okay, so I'm going to start on my dissection here. I'm going to go ahead and set it down. Try to get a little space underneath this, so this way when I push down on this I can get the marking, so I know I'm going to be cutting through this area. I'll get my X-Acto knife and go ahead and cut through that easily, just down to the, just right down to the lower section here. Try not to cut too deep into it. I want to cut it little by little. I don't want to make a big hole in it if I don't need to. Alright, and now I'm just going to go ahead and pull this piece out, so this way I can get down a little bit, do the next step, the next cut. Okay, so go ahead. Now if you notice on this, oops, if you notice on this, these holes here will line up with this groove, so you're gonna cut all the way through there. But I just want to make sure that I'm only cutting little by little. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing down on this, pushing down on that with one hand on the bottom, and putting a nice little, I can see some marks on here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut where those marks are at. It's a little difficult here, but we'll try to do what we can do. These will go all the way in. Hope I don't put my head in the way there. Do you see the marks on this side? Just cutting it through little by little. So now, did that. So what I've done, and I'll show you on the other side, I've gone ahead and I've cut this out a little bit and pushed it through. It should be pretty close to flush. Make sure your back is set up. Your back will go in here and your notches are there. And I'll pop this out so you can see exactly how that's done. So that goes all the way through on this. I hope you can see that. Let's see if I can. I think you can see it right there. I've gone all the way through on both sides here. You can see where I've cut through here. And then what happens is that this will go, and hold your fingers over here so you don't break these pieces off, and this will go right on in. And you'll notice that the rod will fit straight through. Grab the rod. So this rod will go right in there, just like that. Now there's a hole for the back rod. Just like that. So what I would like to do is make sure that everything is pushed down nice and snug. Now this is not gonna, you can feel the friction on it. And this one here is good. So, and I don't know if you can see, but the notch is nice. It's lined up with the notch here. Back is pretty flush. And everything looks pretty good in there. Now there's pieces that'll go over top of this, so we'll go ahead and we'll glue those in afterwards. Just want to make sure that everything lays out really nice here. So that is what I've done to make the piece. Now this piece will hold the wing much better, and it'll also give you more stability on the piece of carbon fiber that goes through, that attaches to both sides of the wings. Let me show you a couple of things here that I've as I was dry fitting this, I wanted to do a couple of little modifications here. The part where we had to cut this out, you can make this much bigger, because this way when you put the wing and you slide it in, this way the servo wires will come right here and then come right through here and then drop right into the fuselage. Okay, so I did make this a little bit wider on the back side here. Make sure when you're putting a plane together, always make sure that you dry fit it first. As you can see, this will fit right in now. And there's the slots. It'll slide into the slots. Make sure that the motor mount is pushed all the way down. You're going to see here that the motor mount, this pointed end, is just barely up on the top side of the motor mount. So you want to make sure that that is that high, or else what you'll get, I'll show you, because this is what I ran into. You want to make sure everything snaps in. Carefully push it in. There you go. Okay, so you notice that this piece here, it's where we left, we cut that little bit off before. So there's a little notch in the motor mount. I'm going to slide that down a little bit, and then that slides right in there. So it's all nice and snug in there. Alright, so you can see how that fits. You can also see here how you can see the holes of the wood in here. Hopefully you can see that. I went ahead and I put the covers on here. I won't glue those down yet. I'm not gluing it down until I get everything dry fitted. And then also you're going to need to cut these back a little bit, because originally it was not set up for this type of a bracket, or this wood piece I should say. So let me take this apart again and show you. When you're taking it back and forth, make sure you watch out that you don't break this back piece off. So as you can see, I've already cut this piece here, and this piece is cut also. So what I've done is I've just notched it, made it a little bit smaller for this, and just push that in. You really don't need the pieces in here. You can put them in if you want. I left them out because it just gives me a little bit more space to get the servo wires through. I'm also going to be putting a couple of other wires through there. I'm going to be putting my transmitter for my video, and also coming out the other side I'm going to put my Dragon Link antenna. So I want to make sure that I have plenty of space to get stuff through, and then through here. And I'm not going to glue this until I get all my stuff in. I did make the servo channel a little bit larger, as we talked about on the wings. This is really kind of part of the wing, so I made this a little bit larger. I'm going to end up putting some small Deans in here, so I can plug this into my wing, and the same thing on this side. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I have glued the small piece on the back here, and we're going to go ahead and fit the rest, dry fit the rest of this together, and we'll show you if there's any modifications that we've needed to do. Thank you. And again, this is Mark from Canberra Hobby, and we are putting together the ADT drone Cyclops E.